Philippians chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. Everybody knows this. Some of us have committed it to heart. And it says that don't worry about anything. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and thank Him for all He has done. Let me stop there. But here's the thing about you and me. Number one, we don't pray about everything. Rather worry and pray. And the things that we pray for are the things that are really, really hard ones. But here the instruction is about everything. Pray to God about everything. And then there are times, especially when things are really, really hard, you pray and you pray really hard, but you just don't feel settled. You just don't feel like you are being heard. You feel like God has abandoned you. Rather than dwelling on that, you do what the next part of this verse says. It says, and thank Him for all He has done. When you look back at the Old Testament, you will see a trend in everything that happened, starting from Moses in Deuteronomy and so forth and so on. Numbers, I can't remember what it was, but they would sit and recount how God has taken them from Egypt, brought them to their place. And when they wanted to convince the Israelites that, hang on a second, what are you doing? They'd also remind them just how good God was. Stephen, at the time that before he was martyred, when he was speaking to the religious leaders, he started talking about how good God was and what He had done for the nation of Israel. They all sat down and they listened because they could not help but feel gratitude for all the things that God has done for them. You and I, this verse tells me, and in my experience as well, when you pray and you still feel unsettled, switch on to gear 2 and start thanking God for all He has done and for who He is. Because when you do that, you have a heart of gratitude, which focuses your vision on your problem and start looking to how just good and mighty and gracious God is. And when you do that, that's when His peace comes along. Now, someone gave me this definition yesterday about peace. He said, divine assurance in the midst of conflicts that God is with you. Now, that peace is not going to take you out from where you are, but in your prayer, in your time of gratitude, it's going to assure you that, yeah, things are hard, but you know what? I know who's got me. God has got me. And that's when you feel that aha moment. That's when you feel like, it's okay, I'm going to go through this. And I just want to encourage you. You know what? Times are hard. Things get really hard. And sometimes when we pray, we feel like we're not being heard. Switch gears. Start thanking God for who He is, for what He has done, and then His peace will come. And that peace will just be that assurance that God has got you, even in the midst of that storm. God bless you, and I pray for God's peace on your life.